And I'm Barbara. We're with the Duluth branch of the Gwinnett County Library, and we're here today to make a holiday peppermint cheesecake in our Instant Pot.
We're hoping to give you a different use of your Instant Pot. I know a lot of you are still afraid to use it, but don't be afraid. And a lot of you just use it for main dishes, and we're going to show you today how to make a really yummy dessert. We are going to be making the healthy version of the peppermint cheesecake today. In the recipe notes below, you will see the recipe for the healthy cheesecake, which we're demoing, and then there's going to be the full calorie version. So for those of you that are preferring the full calorie for the holidays, feel free to make that one. Now, when you're cooking in the Instant Pot, our pan is a little bit smaller, right, Barbara?
Yes, this is a 7-inch that we're using.
And so your cheesecake slices are going to be a little bit smaller, and this cheesecake will only serve 6 to 8 people.
Right.
And so if you're cooking for a crowd, this is not going to be the way to do it. But for those of us that are doing small gatherings this year, this is perfect. Cheesecake, great dessert, no leftovers.
Right.
My way of having dessert.
That's correct.
All right, we are ready to get our pan ready. We're spraying it with a non-stick cooking spray. Then Barbara is going to mix together 2/3 of a cup of chopped chocolate graham crackers. We're going to add in 2 tablespoons of unsweetened applesauce. And 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint extract. And you mix that together until everything is combined. Now, when it forms a good dough consistency, you put it into the pan and press it down firmly. I normally just do mine on the bottom of the pan rather than up the sides. They're just, in order to make this a healthier version, we have a little bit less crust, and so it really doesn't go up the sides too well. As you can see, we pressed it into the bottom of the pan. Now, while we're preparing the rest of the cheesecake, this is going to go into the freezer to firm up. We are ready to assemble our cheesecake filling. We are going to have 12 ounces of reduced fat cream cheese, softened. So this has been sitting out for about an hour or so. And then we are going to add 1 cup of Greek yogurt. And you can strain this if you want something that's not as liquidy, but I found that using the liquid version, it made it a creamier cheesecake, so I really liked that. Add 1/4 cup of stevia and 1/4 cup of white sugar. If you need to use pure stevia for health reasons, absolutely feel free. I just find that this is the best combination, half stevia, half sugar. And then use an electric mixer to mix approximately 2 minutes until creamy. It's nice and fluffy, everything is good and combined. Now we are going to add our egg substitute. This is the equivalent of 3 eggs, so it is 1/3 of a cup plus 3 tablespoons. Your egg substitute may have a different measurement, so just a 3 egg equivalent of egg substitute, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we are going to use the mixer to combine. All right, so our cheesecake batter is all together. We're now going to divide this into 3 fairly equal bowls. This is going to be a layered peppermint cheesecake. Our bottom layer is going to be chocolate, our middle layer is going to be plain cheesecake, and the top is going to be peppermint. Okay, one of our bowls we're going to set aside as the plain cheesecake layer. We're not going to do anything to that. The second bowl, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, unsweetened. This is just the cocoa powder. I get mine at Aldi. You can get it, anywhere in your baking section. And just stir that in, and we're going to make a chocolate layer of our cheesecake filling. Our third bowl is going to be our peppermint bowl. So we are going to add 1/2 teaspoon of peppermint extract. If you really, really like peppermint, you can add a teaspoon to this, but this is personal preference. I felt 1/2 teaspoon was a good amount. And now 6 drops of red food coloring. Again, this is personal preference. Now, I've gotten the pan with the crust out of the freezer. Been in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes, however long it's taken us to do the cheesecake filling. And so we're going to layer in the chocolate cheesecake filling. Now this one, because of the addition of the cocoa powder, is a little bit thicker than the other 2 layers are going to be. But this is, when we cut this, it's going to be very reminiscent of Neapolitan ice cream. So always a fun treat, and it looks really fancy, and people will think you're amazing. Now we are going to add the cheesecake layer. You're going to pour very gently from the outer edge, and then very, very gently spread it into the pan. So you don't want to mix the vanilla and the chocolate. If it does get mixed, we're going to add the next layer, and then we're going to marble our cheesecake, and you'll still have a fabulous looking dessert. So don't get too hung up on this. If there's a mistake, there's a way to fix it, and it's still going to taste great. Same thing as the cheesecake layer, just start at the edge and pour slowly. Take your time. We're in no hurry here. We're just looking to get it in as best as possible. There, looks beautiful. Our cheesecake is ready to go. We're going to cover it with aluminum foil just so that it doesn't get any water in it during the cooking process. I have a sling that I have for my Instant Pot, and so that's how ours is going to go in. If you did not have a sling, you can make one out of aluminum foil and you lower and raise your pan that way. If you don't have the trivet sling like I have, you will need to have a trivet in the bottom of your Instant Pot. Mine is a combo, but you don't want the cake sitting directly in the water. We are ready. The cheesecake is in the sling. In the Instant Pot, there is 1 cup of water in the bottom. Barbara's going to place it in there, and we're going to put the lid on. And I have this turned on to high pressure cooking for 35 minutes. Make sure your vent is sealed. We're going to let that cook, and we're going to pull a second one out of the refrigerator, and we're going to decorate it while this one cooks. Barbara is going to crush some peppermints. I just am using a mallet. You can use a rolling pin, you can use a heavy frying pan, and I've just put 2 candy canes in a Ziploc bag. It's really, really simple. In fact, if you don't even want to do that, you can buy crushed peppermint candies at the grocery store if you don't want to crush your own. But you know, everybody gets a few broken peppermints or candy canes in their box. Good use for them. We are ready to release our springform pan. Oh, look at that. So you can see the layers. It's so exciting. What a beautiful looking cake. For demonstration purposes, we're leaving the bottom of the springform pan on the cake, but you would very carefully take that off before you served. For our topping, we're going to decorate our cake, and I have put some chocolate syrup in a Ziploc sandwich bag and cut a teeny tiny hole in the corner. We're just going to drizzle across the top. In the full fat version, we are going to put a heavy layer of chocolate ganache, but we're trying to reduce our calories and still give us the great taste. When you're done with the chocolate syrup drizzle, then you're just going to sprinkle some of your peppermint crumbs over the top. There is our cut cheesecake. You can see all the beautiful layers in it. And then Barbara's gonna get to take our first sample.
Wonderful.
Well, thanks for watching us during this program. We had a great time making this for you today. We hope you enjoyed this. Remember to click the recipe in the link below. Also remember to subscribe to the GCPL YouTube channel.